All right, so Thomas Carlyle said, "No great man lives in vain. The history of the world is but the biography of great men." And Robert Greene Ingersoll said, "A great man does not seek applause or place. He seeks for truth. He seeks the road to happiness, and what he ascertains he gives to others." And truly, Phil was a great man. And he would say something, he'd probably say something like, "Hey, Farrah, do you know what a compliment is?" Because that is something he has said to me when I had described him before and talking about him. And I can't express in words what a great man that he was. He wasn't sinless, and he would be the first one to tell you that. But in everything he did, he honored his principles, his values. He honored Christ, he honored our country, and he honored his family and his community. So, Phil. I remember the first time that I met Phil. He shook my hand, he introduced himself, and he talked to me like he had known me for 1,000 years. And that's one of the things that I didn't connect was until after he passed away, or after he went to heaven, was all of these people that thought of him as one of their best friends. That was a remarkable thing about Phil. He always talked to you and made you feel like you were his very best friend. Like you had known him. I felt like I grew up with him, that I've known him my entire life. I felt that he loved me dearly, and I know he did, and I loved him very dearly. And he was just able to give you all of the attention in the world in that moment that he was with you. And that is something that I aspire to do, and I've actually been working on very hard, is to live in that moment and to give that person your entire attention. I guess Phil really looked at people through God's eyes and cherished every human as God's creation. He looked at us all as the children of God. Each one precious, unique, worthy of attention and love. The other thing that Phil did that is just incredible and that I also aspire to do is he lived at peace with everybody as much as he possibly could. You know, I know about some conflicts that he was a witness to with some other people. And these are people that I knew as well. And he was talking to me about it. And he was just talking about how it's not our place to judge somebody's salvation. It's not our place to say somebody's a Christian or somebody's not a Christian. It is our place to be Christians first and treat everybody the way Christ would want us to treat them. And you leave the rest up to God. And that is just a beautiful and amazing thing. It's doubly amazing because of the treacherous waters that he walked through. He's had numerous people turn on him, and in his workplace and whatnot, the government turned on him. I mean, somebody that has gone through that much betrayal and that much just tragedy in his life, for him to be so optimistic, have such a gentle and kind heart, and to just love people so much and to love on people so much and to be able to walk in faith, that's really an incredible thing. That's really an amazing thing. So those are two of the most amazing things that I know about Phil. The other thing is he really liked flowers. Every once in a while, he would send me a text and say, "Look at these beautiful California flowers that we have. Look at that flower that we have." His Christmas message was just amazing. And I remember when I texted him and I said, "Hey, Phil, do you want to go ruffle some feathers? Do you want to go ruffle a few feathers with me in Minnesota?" And he texted me back and he said, "Let's do more than ruffle just a few feathers." I could just see him smirking while he's writing that text. And most of the time we texted together, our phone calls were few and far in between, unfortunately. So he didn't tell me any of the huge things over text. He usually saved that for our phone calls. And then texts were just about, you know, work or pictures or things like that. I also remember when my dad actually had tweeted to me over Twitter, obviously, and Phil called. And he walked me through that, and he listened, and he spoke, and he just really helped my soul in that time.